Have you ever stared at your phone, feeling that invisible pull, like something unspoken is hanging in the air, like he's thinking about you, like his fingers are hovering over your name, but the message never comes? It's not your imagination, it's real. He wants to text you. He wants to break the silence, to check if you're still there, still open, still waiting. But something is stopping him. And that silence is louder than words. It's not just distance, it's a power shift. People often remain silent, not because they have nothing to say, but because they fear what your silence is saying louder. That's what's happening right now. He doesn't speak, not because he's done with you, but because deep down, he knows you're not the same woman he left behind. He feels it. He senses it. The version of you he once knew. The one who used to check in, reach out, chase. She's gone, and that haunts him more than he will ever admit. Think of it like a mirror. Every time he thinks about texting you, he sees himself instead. He sees the way he treated you. He remembers the comfort you gave so freely, the patience you poured out, the way you made him feel like a king without him ever having to earn it. And now, he feels the difference. He knows you pulled back your energy, your light, your warmth, and that reflection terrifies him, because it's no longer a mirror showing love. It's a mirror showing loss. This is what happens in love when one person wakes up and the other still plays games. You were the one who saw him, not for his words, but for his spirit. And he didn't see the value in that when he had the chance. Now, your silence is speaking louder than any text ever could. You didn't beg. You didn't explain. You just stopped showing up for someone who made you question your place. And here's where the shift begins. You're no longer the woman hoping he texts. You're stepping into something higher, something unshakable. This silence isn't weakness, it's transformation. And the woman he's scared to text now, she's no longer waiting. She's living like a queen. If this message touched your heart, if it reminded you of your power and gave you clarity in a moment of silence, then show some love, like this video, and subscribe to the channel. We're here, working hard to bring you real, raw, and healing content that speaks directly to what you're going through. You deserve truth, strength, and guidance, and we're here to give you exactly that. Number 1. His pride is louder than his longing. He has written the message 100 times in his head. His fingers hover over the screen, scrolling through old conversations, searching for a reason to reach out. But still, nothing. No text, no call, just silence. Why? Because even though he misses you more than he'll ever say, his pride is screaming louder than his heart. And in that war between ego and emotion, pride is winning, for now. Some hearts don't break loudly. They suffer in silence to protect a name, not a love. That's exactly where he is. He wants to talk to you. He wants to know if you're still there, if the door is still open. But he's too afraid to look weak. To him, vulnerability feels like losing. And the sad part, that silence he's choosing is slowly becoming the biggest loss of all. Think of a lion standing in front of fire. The heat is unbearable, but it refuses to move. Not because it loves the burn, but because it refuses to turn its back. That's him. He's hurting, but he won't show it. He won't text you, not because he doesn't want to, but because reaching out would mean admitting he was wrong. And to a man like him, that feels harder than letting go. But you, beautiful woman, are not standing still anymore. You are not the same version of yourself, he remembers. The one who once kept checking her phone, hoping he'd remember your worth, number. You've grown. You've shifted. You've stepped into your silence not with sadness, but with power. You are not a pause in his story. You are the chapter he can't rewrite. Let this be your moment, not the moment you break, but the one you rise. Not the moment you wonder why he hasn't texted, but the one you realize you don't need him to. You've become something too big for his ego to reach. And now, he's the one left holding words he's too proud to say. Here is powerful affirmation. His silence won't stop my rise. Queens, write this in the comments right now and claim your power. We're here working hard to give you the lessons that heal, awaken, and change everything. Number 2, he knows you've changed, and that scares him. He's staring at the phone, but his hands won't move. Not because he doesn't want to text you, he does. He's replaying the past in his mind like a movie on loop. But something's different now. The woman he once knew isn't the one who exists anymore. And that's exactly why he won't press send. Because deep down, he knows you've changed. And that change, it terrifies him. He's not scared of your silence. He's scared of what your silence says. The girl who used to chase him, check in, worry about what he was feeling, she's gone. Now when he thinks of you, he feels the shift. He feels the distance. But most of all, he feels the power you now carry without needing him. People fear what they can't control and avoid what reminds them of their failure. That's what this is. He doesn't text you because facing you now would be like looking in a mirror that shows him everything he didn't appreciate when he had it. And that reflection? It stings because you're no longer making space for him. You're no longer waiting. You've evolved. And that scares the man who thought you'd always be reachable. Imagine a butterfly returning to the cocoon it once broke free from. It doesn't fit anymore. It doesn't belong there. That's you now. He left when you were still growing, still questioning, still healing. But now, you've taken flight. You've become the woman who no longer fits into his unfinished story. Relationships change when one person starts choosing peace over chaos, self-love over confusion. You stopped asking why he left. You started asking why you stayed for so long. And now he feels your energy pulling away, rising above, becoming untouchable. That's what keeps him from texting, not hatred, not disinterest, but fear of the woman he can no longer manipulate with crumbs of affection. This is where you rise, not as the girl who needed answers, but as the woman who no longer needs closure. You've become what he never expected, unforgettable, unshaken, unmatched. Here is powerful affirmation. He fears my glow because it no longer warms him. Queens, write this in the comments and claim it now. Let it echo through every silent moment he created. We're working hard to give you truth, clarity, and the kind of lessons that change your life. Because you were never meant to wait. You were meant to reign. Number 3. His mind is a battlefield, and you're the ghost he can't escape. He picks up the phone, scrolls through your pictures, taps your name, then locks the screen again. It's not that he doesn't want to talk, it's that he can't. Every time he thinks of texting you, something grabs his chest. Not fear of rejection, but fear of remembering what he lost. He knows if he opens that door, even just a little, the memories will rush in like a storm. and he won't be able to handle the weight. His silence isn't peace, it's a war zone. In his mind, you still live. You're there when he hears that one song. You're there in the quiet moments, like a whisper he can't shake. He wanted space, and now that he has it, all he wants is a way back. But here's the part he can't admit. He knows you're not waiting anymore. Some ghosts don't haunt, they remind. That's what you've become. You're not lingering to chase. You're not reaching out to fix. You've become the reminder of everything real he threw away. He feels the difference. Her attention feels light. Yours had depth. Her presence is soft noise. Yours was a symphony, and no matter how hard he tries, he can't silence the echo of you. It's like standing outside a house you once lived in. He keeps walking by, hoping to see the light still on. But now, the windows are closed, the doors are locked, and inside, a new life is being built, one where he no longer belongs. You didn't shut him out with anger. You just grew past the pain. And that growth? It screams louder than any goodbye. This is when everything changes. You're no longer chasing clarity. You are no longer the woman wondering why he went silent. You are becoming the woman who doesn't need noise to make an impact. You live now not as someone's past, but as your own future. And this silence, it is not emptiness, it is evidence of your evolution. So rise, gracious woman, step forward without looking back. Let him carry the weight of his silence. You have carried enough. Say this out loud and write it in the comments, queens. I became the ghost he can't silence. We're here, working hard to create lessons that heal, empower, and remind every beautiful queen exactly who she is. Number 4. He thought you'd wait, but now you're the one he can't reach. He never thought you'd actually stop. He thought you'd slow down, maybe go silent for a while, but he believed deep down that you'd wait. He expected you to be where he left you, still holding on, still hoping, still watching that phone like it had the power to bring him back. But now you're gone. Not physically, not completely off the grid, but emotionally. You've closed the door. You're not waiting anymore. And that truth? It's breaking him more than you'll ever know. There's a strange kind of silence that screams louder than words. And right now, he hears it every time he thinks about texting you, every time he hovers over your name. But it's not just hesitation, it's fear. He feels the shift. He knows the girl who used to pour her heart out, the one who stayed available through the heartbreak, has become a woman he can no longer reach. And that realization, it's louder than any argument. It's colder than any goodbye. He expected her to wait until he realized she became the future he no longer had access to. That's where he is now, standing on the outside, knocking on a door that doesn't open anymore. Think of it like a train station. You waited longer than you should have, ticket in hand, looking down the track for a man who promised he'd show up. He didn't, and after a while, you didn't just sit back down. You boarded another train, the one that leads to your peace, your growth, your power. Now, when he arrives, he finds the platform empty, and the sound he hears isn't your voice, it's the echo of everything he took for granted. At one point, he thought you would never stop loving him out loud, but now, he sees the glow in your silence, the strength in your distance. You're not cold, you're done being hurt. You're not angry, you're healed. He wants to talk, he wants to fix it, but he doesn't know how to reach the woman who no longer waits. And the truth? The woman you've become no longer fits into the space where he once stood. You are no longer reachable because you've risen. You're no longer available because your peace became the priority. And queens, let that be your power. Here is powerful affirmation. I am the woman he can no longer reach. Write this in the comments, queens. Own it, claim it, speak it like the truth it is. And if this message helped you see your strength, if it reminded you of the power in your silence, then like this video and subscribe to the channel. We're working hard to bring you these life-changing lessons because you deserve to reign, not to wait. Number 5. He's playing a game. You no longer want to win. Why is it that the moment you stop texting first, he suddenly becomes quiet? Why does it feel like he's waiting on the other side of the silence, hoping you make the first move? Again. Here's the truth. He's not confused, he's calculating, he's not done with you. He's just trying to see if you'll break before he does. It's a silent game of control, of ego, of power, and he's playing it like love is a scoreboard. But this time, you're not even in the game anymore. Real connection doesn't survive where pride competes, and yet that's where he lives now. He delays texting because he wants to win. He wants to feel like he matters more. He wants to see if you're still the woman who bends. But that version of you, she's gone. The woman who chased, who questioned, who hoped for a reply. She walked away the moment she realized this wasn't love. It was manipulation dressed up as patience. Think of it like a tug of war. He pulls, you pull. But the only way to win your peace is to let go of the rope. And once you do, he falls. Not because you fought harder, but because you stopped fighting for what was never real to begin with. That silence, it's not weakness, it's wisdom. It's you stepping out of the cycle where his attention was a prize you had to earn. Right now, he's staring at his phone, waiting to see if you'll crack first. He checks if you viewed his story. He wonders if you're thinking about him. He wants to believe that your silence is fake, that you're still emotionally tied. But what he doesn't know is that this time, you've shifted. You've chosen to live, to grow, to attract, not chase. You are not playing games anymore. You are building an empire, not begging for attention. And here's the part he never expected. You're not angry. You're just done. Not in a loud, dramatic way, but in a way that says, I'm not wasting another breath proving I was worth the message. So let him wait. Let him stare at his phone and replay everything he didn't appreciate. Because the woman he's trying to trigger now, she doesn't chase, she reigns. Here is powerful affirmation. I don't play games, I rise above them. Queens, write this in the comments and claim it loud. Let the world know your energy is too expensive for ego-driven games. We're working hard to bring you the kind of truth that heals, empowers, and helps you reclaim your crown, one powerful lesson at a time. Number 6. He's watching, but silence is all he can offer. You know that feeling when your heart tells you he's watching, even if he says nothing. When you post something and you just know he saw it. When your silence stretches longer, and yet, somehow, you can feel him still clinging to your energy. That's not your mind playing games. That's real. He is watching you, quietly, secretly, often, but he won't text. And the reason? It's not because he's moved on. It's because he doesn't know how to face the version of you he didn't expect to see. The one who didn't fall apart. He checks your stories. He lingers on your posts. He wonders what's going on in your world now that he's no longer in it. But he won't speak, because speaking would mean admitting what he doesn't want to face, that you're rising, glowing, changing. He's not staying silent because he doesn't care. He's silent because he does, and that truth burns more than he's ready to admit. Some people remain silent, not because they've forgotten you, but because your silence reminded them of everything they lost. That's what's happening here. He is watching your silence turn into strength. Your stillness speaks volumes now, and every day he waits. That silence grows heavier. Think of it like a fire he used to control. He thought he could come and go, feed it just enough to keep it alive. But now, that fire doesn't burn for him anymore, and instead of warming his world, it stands tall without him, untouchable, blazing, sacred. He's scared to text you because deep down, he knows you're no longer the woman who needed his message to feel seen. You've become the woman who doesn't look back. This is when you stop being the one waiting and start becoming the one worth watching. This is when you step into your truth, into your stillness, and let him sit in the silence he created. You are no longer an echo of his choices. You are the voice of your own power. Here is powerful affirmation. He watches in silence, but I rise in power. Queens, write this in the comments and claim it with your heart. We're working hard to bring you real, powerful, life-changing lessons because you deserve to reign, not wait. Number 7. He knows you've become the standard and he doesn't measure up anymore. Have you ever wondered why he hasn't texted you yet, even though you can feel that he wants to? It's not because he forgot you. It's not because he's over you. It's because deep down, he knows he doesn't measure up anymore. You've become the standard, and that scares him more than silence itself. There's a moment in every man's life when he realizes the woman he once had is no longer the same. She's not waiting, she's not hoping, she's rising, and he knows that the version of himself who let her go isn't good enough to face the woman she's becoming. That's why the phone stays quiet. He's dying to reach out. But what would he even say? I made a mistake. I see your worth now. He knows that message might never land the same way again. A man will hesitate, not when he forgets you, but when he remembers too clearly what he lost. And what he lost was more than attention. It was love with depth, patience without limits, and a woman who saw his soul before he even knew how to guard it. That kind of presence doesn't just disappear, it haunts him. Imagine a man walking past a store window, seeing a luxury item he once owned, but treated carelessly. It's still there, but now it's behind glass, untouchable, on display for the world to admire. He stares, but he knows. He can't afford it anymore. That's you now. You're no longer available to be mishandled. You've become the standard. And the moment he realized that, the message stayed unsent. And now, beautiful woman, this is where your power blooms. You're not just a memory, you are the mark. Every woman after you will be held against your light. And though he might never admit it, he knows deep in his chest, no one can match what you were. Not in presence, not in strength, not in heart. So rise, lovely lady, not in anger, but in knowing. You are not the one who got left behind. You are the one who outgrew what couldn't rise with you. Here is powerful affirmation. I am the standard he can never reach again. Queens, write this in the comments and let it be known. Let your truth echo louder than any silence. And if this message stirred something inside you, if it gave you the clarity you were searching for, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are working hard to bring you life-changing truths that help you rise and reclaim your crown.